her podcast?
I don't know. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Love, Lust, and Lunacy. I am Jarirai, and I'm joined by Susie Sitcom.
Vaughn Joseph, what up?
Hey.
Heyo. So, okay, Susie, you were saying you went on an interesting date this week. Are you able to talk about this with your present company in the vicinity?
We're just jumping right into this, huh?
I know, right? She didn't say hi, how's everybody doing, or nothing.
Like, hey, how are you? Let's get right to the business.
It's just my dating style, and I'm just trying to recreate here.
Take
like,
off
are we getting married?
Take off the pants. Let's get rolling. My kids are like, this is how they do it in the British.
Oh, nearly choked.
This is how they do it in the British.
The British Empire. This is how we do it.
The British Empire. Yeah, call back. So yes, I did have a date on Saturday. It was kind of it wasn't a blind date. I got on a new dating site.
And is this the Millionaire one?
Yes, it's called Millionaire Match. And I got on, and the guy was great. Someone recommended it for me, and I'm like, okay.
Wait, can I just, Vaughn, why are you laughing so much?
Vaughn is laughing? I can't see him.
Yeah, it's just like pissing his pants.
I don't know, it sounded funny to me, that's all.
What's funny, that I went on a date, or that someone actually took me out?
No, the website,
no.
The Millionaire
Match
site.
Like, how do they verify that? It's like, have you got more than $20 in your wallet right now?
How do you qualify that person? I mean, it's just like you said.
Okay, they're qualified.
Anyway, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
No. Okay, so they are qualified. The guy actually told me. Okay, so here's the thing. Someone recommended that I get on Millionaire Match because, okay, when I was dating, I just got on these sites, like Tinder and Bumble and whatever the other one was. I felt a little bit bad because I wanted these guys to, I wanted to go out to dinner with them and have drinks, but then I'm like, I don't know what their financial situation is. I was feeling a little bit guilty asking them to take me out because I'm just like, it's kind of weird. It was like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a standard. Like a man should pay for a woman on the first date, at least in my terms.
Agreed.
Yeah, because it's kind of I don't know, maybe testing manners or chivalry or see where they stand. And it's not like it has to be like that moving forward. But on the first date, I do insist that, I guess it's a gentleman. Maybe I'm old fashioned.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's necessarily old fashioned. I think it's good manners, I think.
That's what I think. Okay, good manners. Good. But I'm feeling a little bit guilty. Some of these guys were like, I don't do that anymore, or I don't.
What?
And I'm like, right, I don't go out to dinner, and I'm like, so I didn't know if it was me or were they cheap, or maybe they didn't have money. I didn't want to be, because it's COVID. I didn't want to give, you know what I mean? Like if were having a tough financial situation or they were burned several times, I didn't want to be that I didn't want to have that obstacle. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
But I don't necessarily think having dinner on a first date is the best move, because unless you're like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like LA, like, okay, let's go to a taco stand or something where it can be like a really quick bite. Which, if, you don't have the chemistry, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you go to see the person and you try and sum them up and like, let's get some fast food,
That's a good idea.
But otherwise, even if it's, you do have chemistry you're getting on, like what is it? Like a 3-course meal. That's a lot of time to keep the conversation going. So sometimes I think drinks is good for the first date. But sorry, Susie, just...
No, I
think
that's
you go on there.
That's actually what I've discovered. I feel like, let's go out for a drink, and if things go well, we'll stay for dinner. So we'll have drinks at a restaurant, and and if things are going well, then we'll stay for dinner. Otherwise, out. But I still think that I'm not paying for I'm assuming I'm not paying for my drink. You are buying my drink, right? So see, you think that's common. I think that's common. Some of these guys I've talked to, maybe I just pick these losers, but they were just like, I don't do this, or I don't know.
But what did they expect? They wanted you to buy them, like, would it go back and forth? Like, if you just going for drinks? Or it's just like, you buy me everything? Oh, no.
I think they just wanted me to go right to their house.
No. They're like, oh, I got some really good box wiring back in mine.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, public place. Like, we got to go to a public place. So
yeah, because I don't want to be killed. So, you know.
Right. And I don't think men understand that, right?
Yeah, it's like not on the first date. Like, let me have some like free drinks and a meal at least on the first date. Then kill me maybe on the third. But like, you know.
Exactly. Feed me before you kill me, right?
Wow.
Before I bleed.
Statistically, men are definitely, without a doubt, the leading cause of death to women. So you are taking quite a risk going on dates.
It is?
I mean, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I think you've got to tell somebody where you're going. I've sent
Yeah.
somebody a picture of the guy. I've sent them the address, and
Yeah.
I've said to them like, if I have not got in contact with you by midnight, okay, message me, whatever. But if you don't hear anything by the morning, call the police. I've done this.
Yeah. But see, isn't that so messed up? Like, I feel like it's so smart of you to say that. Like, if you don't hear anything from me in the morning, but at the same time, if you feel that uncomfortable, you shouldn't be going with the guy. But it's just being smart. You don't know. He could be a con artist, right? He could change. He could be putting on this app.
You live in Los Angeles, man. So anytime you're dealing with any guy, he's a con artist, most likely. My experience. Hey, I'm just keeping it 100 with you. I mean, in my experience in LA is guys are all on the hustle side of the game out there, and it is what it is. And because most of them are actors or they're in the industry, so they're out there, they're businessy, they're Trumpy, you know, they're slick talking, and they can make it seem, you know, that they're being honest and legit with you, and they're keeping it a buck with you, but just be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you know, that's pretty interesting, right? Because they could maybe hold up a conversation, 1 or 2 conversations on the phone, but if they're crazy, maybe in person. So, you know, it comes out. So you don't know who you're speaking to. I did experience that. Like, he dealt with a guy who seemed like a gentleman. He was so nice, totally wanted to take me out. And then all of a sudden he called me out of nowhere at like 12:15 a.m. and asked me out. I was what? Like that night. Like, I want you to go out that night and meet me at the restaurant. I was like, what?
Wow.
I go, I don't even, we haven't even FaceTimed yet. What's your so I call him and he's like, hey, are you going to meet me out? And I said, no. And he hung up the phone on me.
Oh, what a weirdo. He's probably calling you from like phone box or something as well. Yeah. I mean, it's just like
he was
on like taking off the leather gloves, you know?
Right? Oh my God. That's what I felt though. Oh my God.
So you're in LA, you just gotta be careful because shit like that happens. That's all.
Yeah. I texted that guy back. I was like, hey, did we get disconnected? I knew he hung up on me. He was, yeah. You have no intention of seeing me. He's like, it's after midnight. Why would you call me? I don't, it's like too late to screen. I said, it's 12:15. You told me you wanted to go out now. I said, I haven't even seen your face. I don't know who you are.
So
you know
weird.
What I mean? So for me to call you after midnight and you hang up because it was too late, I go, that makes no sense whatsoever. And then my door for my balcony all of a sudden opened and shut.
No,
like,
what?
Yeah, like I got a sign.
I'm ready for you.
Do not go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not go. This guy will murder you. That
guy was probably he was probably out there. He was probably down there. Shut it.
I thought exactly.
He's like, God damn it! I came all the way up this fucking balcony and shit. I gotta jump back down into the bushes. You bitch.
Oh my God.
Oh yes, that's really freaky. Oh.
You need to get a
You're making this dating really scary. You know that?
That's it. Oh no, I mean, I think most guys are not serial killers, but yeah, I think you just gonna.
But
I'm not gonna shit all over romance right now, but like, you just gotta take precautions. You just never know. Yeah. But Susie, to go back to the date with the millionaire, right?
So nice. Okay, so the guy was actually very, very nice. He's like, you know what are you doing this week? He didn't wait. got online, met him on a Thursday, asked me out on the weekend. I was like, cool. All right. You want to go out? I said, okay, well, I have kids. I can't really go out late. Let's go, maybe early dinner. He's like, fine. Can you come over here by me? Fine. Can you make reservations? I'm like, what do I work for you? He said, yes. I'm like, okay. Good sense of humor. He was kidding around. I'm like, okay, this guy's pretty witty. He's nice. He's on this Millionaire match. But I'm like, okay, are you full of shit? You know what I mean? Like, what's your purpose on this thing? Like, what do you expect from me? I'm not a hooker, so I want to know. Like, and not saying, everyone's a hooker, but I asked him about the site. And he's like, for sure, there are men on the site that are looking to pay women and give them like a stipend to be with them. And he goes, in my case, I just think that I'm trying to find someone who's on the site just looking for a guy who's got their shit together. And I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? Are you actually a millionaire? Because I was like, are you full of shit or are you a millionaire? He goes, yes, I am certified. And I go, what does that mean? He had to send his tax returns in. He didn't have to. He volunteered. He sent tax returns, pay stubs. He's certified. I said, okay. So I go, I was telling him basically the same thing, like the dating. I said, I didn't tell him the whole batch. But, my deal was I just wanted to go out to dinner to get to know someone. And I'm like, I don't want to feel guilty because they're paying the check. That's all.
Yeah, wait. He's on a Millionaire dating.
No.
So
That's why I got
we're doing a 20-course meal.
Right. Well,
okay, not that bad.
Site. So I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about the money thing. We could just get to know each other, right? He's picking up the dinner, and it's no big deal. So I asked him to get my Uber, and instead of picking me up, get my Uber, and we had dinner. He made reservations on the beach. We got there. We had a lovely time. We had a good time. And then he starts talking about, like, I told him I did stand-up. And then he starts talking about how, he's like, I don't understand how you do comedy since I'm so much funnier than you.
What the fuck? I would have, punched him in the face. I mean, you disgusted me. Stabbed him with a silver fork that was on the table. I was like, excuse me. But you know what? People are arsy when you've told them that you do stand-up comedy or something. Yeah. They're like, really? Like, you're not that funny. It's like, oh, I remember all the times you've pissed yourself. Like, when we've had a conversation because of how fucking hysterical I am. I don't know, people just, want to put down, stand-ups or something. It's like, sorry, because you don't have the balls to get up on stage and do it. That's what it comes down to.
Oh, my God, I love you. See, this is why I love you. You understand so much. I told him, I said, stay in your lane, all right? If we're not in court right now, he's an attorney. I said, you're an attorney. I go, you don't see me out here trying to, talk about the
Aaron
law.
Brockovich shit. Yeah,
Stay in your lane. And he started laughing. And I was like, whatever. He doesn't get it. And it's fine. But I do think that I'm getting more sensitive about the stand-up things because I'm spending more and more time working on it and really, refining the set. It's a lot of work that people don't realize, right? But anyways, the date went great. We had a lot of fun. I was kind of like, order what you want from me. He goes, really? You don't want to order? Just, the restaurant, tell me what it's good for, what they're known for. He ordered, it was great. We had a great time, ordered drinks. So it was a lovely time, good banter, good conversation. He had a little problem with my outfit because I was kind of covered up. And, we went to Venice. We went to Venice Beach, but it was cooler than where I was at. So it was like, and he was like, I don't know. So he kind of made comments, I wanted to see more of my body. And I do usually cover up. I'm not hoochie mama. So
especially on a first date, what does he expect you to turn up in? A fucking Diamante G-string and some
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Time for the guys to have a voice.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear it.
Time for the guys to have a voice.
Okay, what do you expect on a first date?
Where did you guys go to dinner?
What, you want details, huh?
Yeah, because that matters.
Okay, so we went to James Beach in Venice. So it's a nice restaurant on the beach.
Right.
In Venice Beach, in that nice area. So.
Okay, hold on. We're not done quite yet. There's a little bit more to that.
Okay.
Goddamn it. California.
It's Mexican food. It's like Baja Mexican.
All right. Did when you get there?
Yeah.
Can you valet park your car, or is there no valet parking at all?
No valet parking.
No valet.
No. He paid for my Uber. I insisted that he did because I didn't live close.
And I'm just trying to understand what kind of place it is that he's taking you to. So where are the levels of expectations of maybe some sort of reciprocation? Because the thing of it is, and this sounds horrible. I know it sounds horrible because it's horrible to think it, but a lot of times men might be thinking, at least from conversations that I've had from men. I'm not a man, but I've talked to men.
You're not a man. What are you? An alien?
I've talked to men, and we want to know. Or sorry,
I'm no longer a man.
They that shit
got chopped.
Yeah, with the divorce.
Those balls. Those balls belong to me now.
Yeah, they take all
the
that.
Other side of the wedding ceremony that people don't talk about when you get home. The woman takes
like
the balls
wearing
and chops them
on her
off.
forehead. She's just like made a necklace.
Finish my point, lady. Shit. I think smells a bit though.
Balls on her neck.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Listen, this is why I could never have the two of you in the same studio, which is never happened. So they want to know what you're bringing to the situation, basically, is all. What are you bringing to the dinner? Since I'm paying for the Uber, I'm paying for the dinner, obviously. And if we go out and have drinks afterwards, I'm probably going to pay for that. We're on the Millionaire site. I'm the one with, that's saying, hey, check me out. Which I think is a little bit strange, but I kind of get it because, like, I dated this woman when I was in LA. She was wealthy, but it wouldn't have made any difference to me. But sometimes to them, they don't want to be fooling around with, broke people like me. Point being is, I think maybe that's might have been why he was saying something like that.
So
But
the exchange was like,
it's not appropriate in my opinion. Let me say that. I definitely thought that was foul. As soon as you said he was like about what you're wearing.
Yeah.
That's to me a huge red flag.
Oh,
so I'm just saying red flag.
Yeah.
We should make that a button. Yeah, let's make that a button. Red flag.
Red
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So
on the dating. Oh, that's good. We tell the dating stories and then we hit a button that says red flag, red flag. So we know.
It's like, I think that's the love of my life. Like, red flag, red flag. We getting married, red flag. Like,
nope. I met that bitch at a club one night. You don't want to be marrying her. Trust me, I was in the bathroom with her after about 45 minutes and 3 drinks. I want to red flag. Anyway, sorry. So the rest of the day, he was upset about you not being a little bit more revealing on a first.
But what were you wearing?
Okay, so I had a black bodysuit. It was tight, long sleeve, and then I had a long skirt on. So I was dressed up. It wasn't like I wasn't dressed. I had makeup on. But I was dressed in something shorter, but the weather was bad, and I also I shouldn't say that. It was really, really hot. It was like 95 that day. But then we went to the beach and they said, I don't know, my Google said it was going to be 60 there. I'm like, oh, it's cold. I don't want to be out and be uncomfortable. So I covered up.
Listen to that foul ass first world problem California bullshit she just said. It's going to be 60 and it's going to be cold. If I see it 60 here, I'm like, yeah.
What is 60?
Yeah, I know.
What is 60 here?
I know, I'm from Chicago. I was like, whatever. But I didn't want to go naked and be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I thought, go for a walk on the beach. I still want to look good, Yeah. So anyways.
60, 15 degrees.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty decent. That's a good summer. That's
all right.
Anyway, okay, I get it. You don't want to be
and the other thing was too, the outfit that I picked out, I was feeling a little bit tight because I had pizza with my kids before the date.
Why? Susie, come on, pre-date planning. What's going on?
I know. So I'm like the queen of self-sabotage. I'm allergic to gluten. I can't tolerate dairy. I'm allergic to soy. And so I was kind of blown up. I was kind of blown up before the date. And I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised you didn't spend... Yeah, I don't want to spend most of the day on the toilet kind of thing. That's what it sounds like.
I actually was hoping you had a really nice toilet. So a Millionaire toilet. So I could use the bidet and everything.
Ooh.
I don't know why I did that. I shouldn't have eaten that much before the date. But, I think I do these things so I don't end up sleeping with him on the first date. I didn't want to end up, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, if he's a good catch, which he's educated his money and he was really witty and he was generous and nice, I'm like, I don't want to sleep with him because I want to see him again, right? Because if I slept with him on the first date, I knew that I wasn't going to see him again because, first of all, I only sleep with guys on the first date that I have no intention of seeing it again. And most guys don't want to be with somebody who they've already slept with. It's like there's no
Yeah, I want to talk about this, actually. About this. But okay, so I
didn't want to be too sexy. I didn't want to be too sexy because I didn't want to.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll shut up. Go ahead. Sorry, go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What do you think, Fawn?
No. I was just going to see, can we take a break and go in on that topic because she wanted to talk about it, but we still got a couple minutes, so let's just.
So it was a lovely date. We had a good time. It was good banter. I mean, probably the best date I've had because, I didn't have to worry about who's paying the money, stuff like little things. We could just focus on the relationship and getting along.
Yeah.
We got along great. He wasn't a Trump supporter, which I forgot to tell you. My past dating experience, everybody has been a Trump supporter. And so it's been effed up because I was
in liberal California.
Well, I'm like, I can't date you. You're stupid. So, So this was the guy who was like, okay, he's not a Trump supporter. We were talking about, it was like, okay, we were on the same page on so many things, except we talked about the Millionaire Match thing. Okay. So he starts telling me how he had this girlfriend who was banging, for 3 months. She's young, hot body, have great sex. And they go shopping
together. What the fuck?
They go shopping.
But anyway.
Well, he didn't say that. So, I mean, I asked like details. He's like, she was attractive. I'm adding the banging body, all this. But so he said that she would drive over an hour and he felt bad about the gas. So he would give her like $60 for gas. She wasn't working or whatever. And so one time he pulled out his money clip and there was $100 bill and she grabbed the $100 bill and he was like, that kind of is weird. I said, really? Is it weird because if she's young and she's hot and you're giving her $60 and she's driving an hour to F you, you know what I mean? She's coming over to fuck you. I'm like, and you're on this Millionaire Match date and she doesn't have a job and she's driving an hour and she's a young hot thing. I go, what is the expectation? What is she getting out of
the
that?
exchange here. Yeah. But I think it's rude for her, just to snatch it out the money clip. It is nice for him, because I'm pretty sure you would have picked up everything else. I mean, I wouldn't personally feel comfortable doing that shit because I'd just be like, okay, that's on me. I've made the decision to come. But exactly. If he knows her circumstances a bit, it's kind of but she should show a little bit of class and then fucking snatch the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's rude, definitely. Because for him, part of the joy of it is actually putting $100 in her G-string before she goes. So to take that away from him is like, wait, what the fuck?
Selfish.
What just happened?
I don't know. It kind of turned me off because I just thought, well, you know what? I used to take money out of my dad's money clip all the time. So if he was
but that's your dad. That's different, not like some guy you're just you're dating,
Yeah, but if I'm sleeping with him and it's been 3 months, I'd have no problem. You know what I mean? If he's giving me 6, I'd be like, yeah, give me that 100.
I think maybe 3 months down the line, it's all right,
Right. Well,
okay, 60 for petrol, 40 for, I don't know.
Manicure.
A new Diamante G-string or something, I don't know.
Sponsored by Diamante G-string. This episode is sponsored by Diamante G-string.
Don't wear those. I had a bad experience with one of those, really, it cut me.
I don't even know what that is.
I think I have a scar.
Wait, you have a scar on your ass from a G-string? What is this made out of? Titanium?
It's really fucking horrible, actually.
Do you have time for G-string? Is it chain? What is it made out of?
This was okay, so I went to the Dominican Republic when I was 18 years old because my dad was living there with his new partner. And my dad was like, let's just come over. Everything's really cheap. You don't even need to bring clothes. We can buy you some clothes. And I was like, oh my God, great.
How fun.
So I literally went with one other pair of underwear.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, oh, you took me literally. I was like, yes, I took you literally. I want to go shopping. I was like, it was so cheap then. But then it was we didn't go shopping until the second day. So I'm just wearing my same clothes. And then my stepmom was like, yeah, why don't you, here's some underwear. And it was this Diamante thing. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. Never worn a thong before. And I was wearing it. And it cut me. It cut me at the very top. And it was it was really horrible because it took a while to fucking heal. I'll just be going along my day. And I literally would just kind of, let's stop. Just stop bleeding. It's fucking horrible.
And it's your mother-in-law
as well.
G-string. First of all, the beginning of that is fucked up. Why are you wearing your mother-in-law's G-string?
No, I know my mother-in-law, my stepmom's G-string.
Your stepmother.
I don't know. I guess Oh, I don't even.
And she
wanna,
gave you a
I don't even
G-string,
want
so
to
you
talk
know she's
about
wearing
it.
that for your father.
I know, right?
Don't,
that makes it so much better. It's about a half a step better. It's just about a half a step better.
So bad.
What is Diamante? Is Diamante a brand? Can you say it slower?
No, it's just like that fake diamond shit. You know, like, basically stripper underwear. That's
Wait. Diamante? Like, so this thing was all diamonds up and down your butt?
Not the whole thing. Come on. I mean, like, that would just be torture for your asshole.
There's little rhinestones on this G-string. Wait.
That'd be like having a ninja star up your asshole.
Wait. She couldn't give you another pair. Your stepmom is giving you the G-string with the diamonds, and this is probably the most conservative pair she has. Like what?
Maybe she didn't like wear like underwear. Like maybe she was always going commando. So this is just like, what can I like, conjure up?
Oh, and so I guess her only pair. She had her only pair of underwear with you, and it cut your ass. Maybe she did it on purpose.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cut your ass. Oh my God! Steve teaches me all these things about England. A Diamante underwear.
Well, yeah, but she's from the Dominican Republic, so it's not really like an English. It's not like an English tradition.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Your stepmom gives you
Diamante underwear.
It's like, now we are family because you have been cut by the same Diamante.
It's like a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage.
Like we're blood sisters.
A little cut in the butt.
Lovely. All right, so we got to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with a little more Love, Lust, and Lunacy. So don't go away. Don't tune away. We'll be right
Work on that British
back.
accent.
These ones or these ones?
Saw an episode of Intervention. And I know I'm fine.
Illinois, Mr. Robert Bobby McNeely. He is going to join us tonight.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Elaine Zhang, and today I am here with Eli Seal, documentary filmmaker.
I need more. Welcome to The Only Way is Linda. Today I have a really special guest here.
Okay, welcome back to the show, everybody. So just to pick up where we left off, so Susie, this date, okay, you're saying the millionaire guy, he was like talking about that ex that you went out with, had snatching the money at the money clip, etc. How did you feel after he told you the story?
So I just think, there's a certain expectation, right? Millionaire match. If he's like, he's 51 and she's in her 20s and he's having regular sex with her and they're in a 3-month relationship, there's clearly an unwritten expectation, right? Like he's paying for the sex, and he's like, and I said this to him, and he's like, no, she's getting more out of it, meaning like, he's good in bed or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, that's just my expectation. Do you want to cite millionaire match? You're she's not sleeping with you for nothing. And I think he didn't like that. And he said that they've gone shopping several times, but he never bought her anything. And so
did he just buy himself like a load of stuff in front of her?
And expensive things. Right. And I just think it's so ridiculous.
I love it.
Why would you do that? Yeah.
So I said, weird, right?
Right. So I said, if you go shopping, whatever. So he said, we went in front of this expensive store where bags were like $4,000, whatever. Like, I wouldn't know what the store was. So I was a little insulted by that, because I'm like, you don't know what my financial status is, or, why it's on the site. Maybe I'm the certified millionaire on the site.
Exactly,
too.
Right?
So, like, it was just a little bit, I found him a bit condescending with that, but I'm just like, whatever, you don't know. And then he was talking about, like, riding horses and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I've been to a dude ranch. She was like, oh, you've been to a dude ranch? Yeah, we can, because it's not, horses, whatever. It's not a cheap sport. But anyways, I just want to, and I'm like, don't make assumptions. I didn't say don't make assumptions, but it's like, you don't need to be so condescending, because you don't know anything about me, and you haven't really asked except the candidate.
That's not good.
So it was fine. I can have a conversation with anyone, and compared to the last guy I went out with who didn't talk at all. This was nice. It was refreshing. It was a nice day. We talked, whatever. I got to learn. It was a good day. Fine.
So you guys gonna hook up again? Or
no, so let me tell you.
Well, everyone just like,
yeah, let's get on with it. This fucking story's taking up a whole goddamn hour, and you haven't even kissed or so nothing yet. Get to the action. Get to the sex. Shit.
Okay, so we get into the Uber. We leave. He's like, "Do you want to go? You can go right home, or you can go back to my place." He's like, "Why are you so covered up?" Made these comments, and we were making fun of it. In the Uber, here we go. Get in the Uber. He goes like this. Boom. Did you see this? Boom. Boom. Side grab.
The boom boob. Yeah, move. Yeah.
Doesn't lean over, doesn't kiss me, doesn't hold my hand. Just like a toddler, like, boom. Like, I've been looking at your boob all night. You know, like, I want to grab it, you know? And
just the one boob, not the other.
So, basically taking a page out of President Donald Trump's playbook when he says, I just grab him by the pussy. He's grabbing him by the titty.
I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I just started laughing. I was like, what?
Good. I think actually that's probably like the best response because it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? This is, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I would have like reached like to grab his balls just as a kind of joke and be like, is this what we're doing? We're just grabbing random body parts right now? Is this the situation?
No, he didn't lean over to kiss or anything. So I took his hand and I said, why don't you start? I said, why don't you start with holding my hand first? You know what I mean? And I think that he was pissed. And like, why don't we start with that? And then he wouldn't even look at me. Like, so he was like, so that was it. I think that was the end of the date, you know? So I did go back to his place for a little bit. I got to see his puppy. He had a new little lab, which I wanted to see. And I was playing with the puppy.
Wait a minute. That's you're going down a whole nother lane that's completely fucking irrelevant. You let this guy get away with grabbing your titty and you still went to his house afterwards?
I wanted to see the dog. He showed me a picture of the dog.
Fuck out of here. You wanted to see the dog.
I did, because he showed me this picture of this beautiful, cute little black lab, and I really love dogs. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe that's how he got me to go on the date with him in the first place.
Was he good looking, by the way?
He sent me a picture of himself.
Was he attractive?
I mean, he's attractive. Yes, he's attractive. He was attractive. I wouldn't call him traditionally handsome.
Yeah, wait a minute. What made him attractive then? So if he didn't have all that cake, would he still be as attractive as he is right now?
No, he is attractive because he worked out. He had a nice body.
Okay, but the face.
Guy, but it was like, he was stocky, and I like stocky. I like guys with broad shoulders. So he was stocky. So he had a nice figure.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, but you're not answering my question. So he's still stocky. He's still stocky. He still works out.
Yeah.
He's the same guy. He grabbed your titty. He still went to his house.
Yeah.
But he's broke. He works at fucking, Taco Bell or something. He's the manager. He's making, $30,000 a year or whatever. Is he still as handsome?
No, probably not, because he's not as ambitious, right? Because he's an ambitious guy. He's hardworking.
He's smart. He's not ambitious because he works at Toxic Hell. He might still have.
Well, then you know what? Then he would still be just as attractive then. I mean, listen to me. If someone's hardworking, you can't fault them for where they are and for whatever circumstances. So you don't know. Like, someone could be working at Taco Bell because they just went through a terrible divorce. You know what I mean? And they're rebuilding or starting over or lost everything in court like I did.
Right.
You know?
So what do you think? You think he's going to call you again or what?
No, it's
what's been happening?
He gave me the boob grab, and I shot his ego. He was very into his ego. You know what I mean? And
I think that's the thing. That's what I'm getting from the date. It's just like he was really into himself.
Yeah.
And it's like, this girl was getting more from me than she could give me. And I'm not asking you enough questions, making these kind of rude assumptions about, your life. So I don't like it.
He was cocky. And you know what? It wasn't that bad, though, because at least he took me out to a nice dinner, and we had a decent banter. Now, I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Like, if he was more of a gentleman and he had kissed me and stuff, maybe it would have gone somewhere. I was like, it wasn't my worst date. I've had worse. You know, I told you, I sat across from a guy and I cried because he was so ugly, you know? And that's what he thinks. He's like, I don't need to pay for these women. I'm on Millionaire Match, but I don't need to pay for these women because, you know, I don't think I need to. Meaning I'm good looking enough to, you know, not have to pay with them.
Therefore, don't be on that app.
What?
The app,
yeah,
exactly.
don't lead
so
with that.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's just contradicting himself. Like,
no,
what he's
that's
doing,
what I didn't like. That's
what
I
he's
wanted
doing
to know.
is he's letting you know, and he's knowing that a lot of the younger, like less, we'll say the more shallow girls that are into certain things are going to be attracted to that, and they're usually younger, and he can have sex with them and give them $60 and then go home. Take him shopping.
No, but he didn't. He didn't want to give him $60, and that was the thing. So I'm like, you can't lead with that shit and not expect to give it out. That's what I was trying to tell him. Like, you're on this site, you're gonna get, you're gonna get this young girls, but you have to know what they're expecting. Oh, I'm good enough. I don't know, bro. You're leading with it. This Millionaire.
So if he had to grab Joe Titty, would he have gotten laid that night?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. But then also.
No, we wouldn't have had sex because it was the first date and I kind of liked him, so no.
You said maybe.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Right. So this is, something I wanted to bring up today. That's the thing, like, when is it the right time to have sex with someone that you like and you want it to blossom from dating into a relationship? Like, so... I think that's really interesting what you said earlier. So basically, if you don't like a guy, you're just like, fuck it, I'm just going to like bang him because I don't give a shit if I see him again or not.
Yeah.
Okay. But then with a guy you like, what's the make them wait? Like, how long? Is there like,
there's a standard. It's 3 dates. It's 3 dates, right?
But
that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You got this 3-date rule, but who the fuck came up with that? What is that basis for the 3-date rule? Because they're just like, that's like the only, like, I only want to pay for the dates for 3, for 3 dates. And then after that, like, I fucking deserve to, like, get fucked. I mean, I'm wondering, like, who came up with that kind of thing? I mean, I think this is the thing. Exactly. That has, like, permeated, like, dating culture so prevalently. But I think it's, like, I guess it's kind of like, you just got to take it, with each person, whatever, it's very subjective. It's just kind of like, when do you feel comfortable? But then I'll be honest, like, I've liked guys on the first date and I want to see them again. And I've like had sex on the first date. Yeah. And actually sometimes it's turned out like I've had like long-term relationships, or what I would deem long-term compared to others, from having sex on the first date. So this is where I don't really get it, because I had a friend of mine, because I think when I was at like 2 years ago, I started dating again after coming out of a long-term, 3-year relationship for me. That was my longest relationship. And I was going out with this guy, and I was just a bit like, I don't want to have sex with him too early, because as you said, like, I don't want him to be like, oh, I got what I wanted. But then my friend was like, look, if the guy's a dickhead, it doesn't matter if you have sex with him on the first date or like the 20th date, because once they've got it, and if that's all they wanted, then they're going to go. So I kind of, but I still am, I think like a mature guy who likes you and it's reciprocated, and like, it doesn't really matter. Like, in a way it could be a good thing, because you're just like, wow, we are really sexually compatible. And it's nice to know that, like, from very early on, because that can be a deal breaker for some people. So, but then I feel your negotiation chips are a little bit lower if, like, maybe it just depends what kind of expectations you go in with at the beginning. Because if you're like, oh, I just wanted something casual, but then you're like, actually, no, I don't. I want something more. But we've already had sex, but they're like, not sure. So I don't know if that is something that kind of influences also, like, how early I have sex.
Well, I didn't know about that 3-date rule at all until my friend told me about that, because I just started dating, and she's like, you got to stop fooling around with these guys right away, because there's this 3-date rule. I'm like, okay, well, for me, it really just depends how horny I am, right? If I'm really horny and I'm going into a date, it really, like, sometimes it's like, I'm just going on this date with you because I want to get laid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, you know, so, like, I don't know that I'm, like, the typical girl like that. But with this guy, I'm like, okay, there's more potential. Like, we could actually have a relationship, the kind of relationship that I wanted. And I'm not really looking for anything more long-term. But the fact that there was some potential for a possible long-term thing, I'm like, okay, we're both educated. We're both kind of on the same page. And, you know, politically, education, like, you know, and I'm like, okay, we live on the same side of town. And I'm like, okay, there's some potential for it. So maybe I'll wait. And I also wasn't that horny. So I don't know, you know.
But were you not that horny because you weren't that attracted to him, or you just like,
yes, I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't that attracted to him, so I became more attracted to his personality. I did really like the conversation and the banter, and I'm pleasantly surprised that I did. You know, I went on the site just because I'm like, okay, let's go out with someone and see what it's like to have a proper dinner and a proper date, because I haven't really had that yet, and I started dating during COVID. You know. So I'm like, okay, at least this way I don't have to worry about whether or not someone's employed or unemployed, and I'm being, a bitch with my standards, right? So as far as sleeping with someone on the first date, I really feel like it's just about the chemistry. You know, if you guys have chemistry and it's hot and heavy, go for it. You know, consenting adults, if you're both consenting, right?
Yeah.
I'm always trying to have sex on the first date, man. It's like,
Wait, did you say you're always trying to have sex on the first date?
What are you talking about? See, for me, I'm not having first dates that haven't already been established in something else. So we've spent, you know, time on the phone, probably the standard chat and text or whatever. But I have a pretty good understanding of who you are and where we are as a dynamic before I even come out of the house. That's just to me, that's the beauty of online dating and these apps, etc.
You've done your prep.
Huh? No,
you've done your prep, and then like the first date.
Yeah, I mean, because how many times have we?
You're not going unless you think you're going to.
At least when I grew up, when I was younger, the dating scene was, you know, hey, can I buy you a drink? Or hey, you know, you want to dance, and then I'll buy you a drink, because you're out at a club. That's where you usually meet somebody, right? So that's passe. So what I'm thinking is now with these apps, why not take advantage of having access to that person? Here we are doing a video in literally 3 different parts of the world. You know, we're in 2 parts of the country, but you know, Susie's a million miles away. So we can take advantage of this as normality anyway going forward. I can talk to you and so on. So yeah, I want to have some sex. I already know where we are when I see you. But yeah, I've met, and then like the chemistry hasn't been there. So that's just a small part.
Yeah.
It depends on how much I want to have sex, I guess. Because if I know you're willing and I'm kind of like,
yeah, but this is the thing. This is where the woman can get screwed over, because she's thinking, oh, this guy wants to have sex with me because he's into me, but it's not reciprocated. So then, like, you know, you're going to like, you know, like she's going to try and organize a meetup, you know, and you're like, sorry, I'm busy or whatever. So therefore, that's why I think women generally take a bit more time to kind of, you know, really suss out a guy. Because I think
I like that.
Yeah, because I think that's the problem. Like, if it's too, like, here it is, then it's like, oh, but I'm already into it, but why not, you know? So, I mean, but also I don't feel like it's necessarily the right approach to be like, you got to work for it if you really want it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, okay, like, show me some, like, gold medals and, like, whatever. Like, you got to, like, jump through hoops for my love or something. But I think
showing some worth, right? Self-worth. Like, I'm not giving it up. I'm not spreading my legs for everyone. I'm not sucking everyone's cock. You know, it's like there are some.
I'm not sucking everyone's cock.
right. Only 9 out of 10.
Like, this one guy. I was like, no.
Only 9 out of 10, girl. Come on, woo!
Sorry, fellas. The suck stops here.
But I don't think just because you like have sex on the first date doesn't mean you have self-worth. It's like, I'm fucking, like, we're going with the flow, we both have chemistry, I really just want to go ahead, because like I'm a woman, it's the fucking like 21st century, I want to have sex, like, so therefore I feel, but that is the common perception, that a woman, you know, she gives it up, and that's what it gives it up. Even that, you know, like saying is, you know, very, it has negative connotations. You know, so
Well, I feel like it's not the women that won't have sex on the first day, or they don't want to have sex on the first date. It's just they're concerned about the perception of the guy. Because, you know, there's this thing that guys won't be in a relationship with someone who they sleep with on the first date. So what do you think about that, Vaughn? Because, you know...
Yeah, what do you think about that, Vaughn?
Yeah, Vaughn.
You dickhead.
I'm trying to think, and I'm sitting here thinking back to all of the relationships that I've had. I don't know, just, you know, I can't think so far back, but most of them I probably did not have sex with them on the first date. They definitely were not first date sex. They were, and to go back to what
second date sex.
I know, right? Like, I'll be back over after I drop the kids off. So, back to something you said earlier about long dates, because usually that's one of my rules, especially for you guys out there on datingformen.com. You definitely don't want to, that's our datingformen.com tip of the day. You don't want to go somewhere like a dinner on a first date, because that's just, like you said, it's just too long and it takes up too much time. And what if you're like you said, you're sat at the table crying, you know? So I had that almost happen. Thank God it wasn't a real day. We were at Starbucks and I was following my rule. This was years ago. This is after I just moved here. And we had great banter.
I would never have a date in Starbucks.
Yeah. I don't like it when someone asks me for coffee. I feel like it's cheap, you know, so, like just at a bar would be good.
Yeah, well, it's the middle of the day. I'm not going to a bar. So the banter and everything was great online, but when we got in face to face, it was just like, it was as dead as fried chicken. So to be caught in a more, you know, time consuming situation would have been hell. I would have been the one at the table crying. So that's why.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I mean, I like the idea of like, let's go have a drink at a restaurant. If things go well, then we'll have dinner. I know you don't say that, but it's like, okay, we'll see, you know? So that's been my kind of go-to, but, I don't know. I don't know about the whole sleeping with someone. I think it really has to be, you know, what you're feeling. It's up to you. Like, I really feel like, Jenny, it's up to you. Like, for me, it's up to me. The problem is with some of it, you get judged. Like, if I was to tell my best friend that I went out with this guy and I banged him in the Uber because I was feeling it, you know, she would be
in
like,
the Uber,
come on.
Okay. Okay, that's a different, you know, that's a different level, like in the Uber.
Well, you know what I mean? Just because it was so hot and heavy, you should be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, you know, if you like this guy, he's got potential, like you should have waited. But, you know, she wasn't there, so she doesn't know. So I think part of the problem is just telling other people about your business, you know?
Yeah.
So, gotta keep that private too, but.
That's true.
But I think if you're feeling it, like if it's good chemistry, he's coming back for more if he feels it too.
Yeah. I think so too. And I think like when you get older as well, maybe it's just like exactly like this is good. Like that was really good sex. Like and we can hang out and you know, we've got like good banter and stuff. So like let's just keep it going. I think like when I was younger, sometimes like if you slept with a guy too soon, you know, they're kind of like, oh, I've done that, you know, been there, done that. So I just want to move on. But I think when you get older, you kind of appreciate like, yeah, no, that was great. Actually, that was really good. So why not keep it going? Like, why would you stop? But like, I think like the last guy, like my last boyfriend, that was like for 9 months. And like, well, we didn't have sex on the first date, but that was, well, we got pretty messy, got pretty damn messy. And then he was like, oh, come back to mine. And then in the morning we had sex and, yeah, it was really good. And I guess like you feel a bit more vulnerable because you're like, oh, have you ever used me for sex? But it was really good.
But you had sex on the first date with the guy that you were with, and you were with him for 9 months.
Yeah, and then actually, I think even my boyfriend of 3 years, the thing is, we knew each other from work. So we kind of knew, you know, like we'd spoken quite a lot of times.
Yeah, but like I remember, it's like the online dating.
Yeah,
you built a rapport.
We've done and like, but then like with Vincent, the 9-month guy, I mean. No, like we literally started talking on the Wednesday. We met up on the Friday. We were like, oh, not even like the day before. We were like, no messing. So we didn't really do like the homework as such, but just kind of I think so.
I feel like it's just so different dating online. Because you have this like pre-screen and it could mean nothing because when you meet in person, there could be nothing. So I like meeting people in person. I would rather not be on any of these online sites because I can talk to anyone in person. And if you can't talk to me, then you're the problem because
I'm sure they can talk to you. And I agree with you a lot of times. And I've heard this story, at least from women, more so than men, that the scenario changes once the person shows up in person. But I definitely think that you should utilize that as a tool initially, even just if it's just for a couple days, just to feel somebody out. So that way you don't get that midnight phone call or somebody grabbing your tits or you're crying at a table. All these scenarios that,
But these people I met online. These are all people I met online. See, this never happened.
Well, then there's something wrong with your pre-screening process then, sister. We need to help you out.
I was just going to say, why don't you guys pre-screen my dates, pick them for me, and then I will go on the date and report back.
All right, I'll do a vetting service. We offer a vetting service at datingformen.com if you need help with such a situation.
You do?
As a sitcom here does. But it's usually done. It's usually done by the women, though. I don't usually handle that myself. I'm not. You don't want me vetting out your fucking dates because. No. So
I will be on datingformen.com. Jenny, will you be on datingformen.com?
Yeah, already on it.
Okay. We'll both be on already.
I'm his best client.
I don't see anything wrong with sex on the first date is probably not ideal. Let's just put it that way. But
it's not ideal from the guy's point. Why?
This is okay. Well, why do you think it's not ideal?
I just I can wait. I don't even kiss you on the first date a lot of times. I'm just like, I'm not making the move. Yeah, I'm not making the move.
What? Yeah, if you don't kiss me, I'm thinking you don't like me, so I'm out.
Yeah, same. Or like you need to have been at least touchy feely.
Oh, that's fine.
Or something.
Touchy feely, but
some physical contact.
Oh, that's fine.
You grab a boob.
Yeah, right. I'm scrolling through the text and she said 3 days ago there's gotta be some physical contact if I don't kiss. Grab that titty, get the shit slapped out of me.
It was so funny. I don't know. It was like we're not stopping short. Like I don't get it. It was so awkward. No moves, dude. No moves.
Like, how did he think that would work? I don't know. Maybe 1% of women. And he's like, maybe she's in the 1%. You know what I mean?
You know what? Because I think I'm the millionaire match. I just took you out to dinner. We're in the Uber, and
of course,
I paid for dinner, and now you give me your boob, and I'm thinking, if you would just kiss me, maybe you could have grabbed my boob without.
I thought that back when you said he felt the way about what you had on. As soon as you said that, I knew this guy needed to be
true. He's
master of puppets. He had to control the strings, and
his skin.
Because he has that mentality. Okay, I'm not gonna go in for the kiss because every guy's gonna go in for the kiss. I'm up here. I'm on top of the, I'm way up here.
I don't get it. What are you talking about?
I'm up here status-wise. Mentally, I'm going to behave like that. How many people do you think can say I grab him by the pussy and then get elected as president? Not a lot, right? Think of him as
think his mindset was just effed up?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, you know what?
He's a sociopath. Who grabs a girl's tit and then kissed her? That's not 13 or 14 years old,
You want to hear something funny? I did go back to his house because I was curious. He's leading with all this money and all this. Okay.
Was it nice or was it bullshit?
No.
Really?
That was the thing. Yes. So I was expecting some mansion on the water, this and that.
In LA, a millionaire ain't shit in LA. You could have $1 million and be fucking living in, down there by the airport.
Right. And so that's what he's got. He's got a house on Venice. He's like, oh, you'll freak out to see how close I am. And I saw his little ranch house. And I was like, okay, you're like, maybe with your real estate, with your home, it's $1 million. But I'm like, you're not a millionaire leading out like this. And I said, So you're phony. You know what I mean?
He might be a millionaire. He might have $1 million. That's a million.
Yeah, like literally, like grabbing all the coins. It's like, here's another quarter. It's like, I think I've got it all together.
Right. There's a big difference between being a millionaire and being a multi-millionaire, right?
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Like Susie, let's kind of raise our standards.
Right. Well, like Jenny and I have multi-millions. Jenny and I are rollers. We're ballers. We have multi-millions.
I need to go for a billionaire.
Yeah.
You got self-respect. You go for a billionaire.
I mean, I thought I was being kind by going out with the millionaire, the single. I was showing some mercy,
That's fine.
Like,
if you live in like Boise, Idaho. It's okay to have $1 million. You can boss out with $1 million, right?
Right.
Different. That's all.
Yeah. And so that was the thing like he was just phony. It was phony, like it was all this big act and it was game and he's leading with like, hey, this is my big cock, but I don't really have a big cock. I'm not really this big thing,
Is that a dating site?
I'm not the book.
So basically, he told you he had a Big Mac.
Big cock that have.
He told you he had a Big Mac, and he ended up having a Happy Meal. So that's all right. Well, you know what to look out for
free
next
toy.
time. Yeah, next time. What else we got? We got
I don't know
about
what to look
20
out
minutes.
for next time.
20 minutes
I don't know
left
how to
here.
avoid it.
How to avoid?
Can I ask? Okay, Vaughn, I want your opinion on this because I feel before, like when let's say you're talking to somebody online or just like whoever, whatever like format, and I feel the best way is to be very clear with what you want. You're like, I'm looking for a relationship or something like that.
Yeah,
okay.
But I think the danger is like if a guy or like whatever woman, they hear that from the other person, they like them. They're like, that's what you're looking for. So they're going to try and match you so they can kind of lure you into this false sense of confidence that both of you want the same thing.
Oh.
So I think that's, for me, that's why sometimes you've got to, if you don't let the horniness take over, it's good to have those first few dates to be like, okay, yeah, you actually are being, like you are on the same page as me. You're not just reflecting what I'm saying so you can have sex or whatever.
So
you think the guys are going to just lie to you?
Hold on.
Yeah, I think some guys have in the past. Yeah.
So what's the question? Because you wanted to ask me where's the question?
So I think the question is, okay, to like be more succinct, how honest should somebody be about their intentions up front about what they want from the other person?
Well, of course.
And like basically what you say versus how you act in a way.
The man or the woman?
Both.
You mean what are your expectations? All right, we got 8 minutes left. As far as expectations, of course, you always want somebody to be honest with you, always. But the problem is that this is like a really long conversation to be had by somebody that's far smarter than myself with regards to the science behind this. But basically, women expect a man to lie to them about certain things. We have to lie to you. Let me finish, or I'll mute your microphone. Women expect that, so that's why men come with their representative. We always do it. There's no guy that feels 100% confident with coming as himself, and the ones that really, really do feel themselves so much that they're probably going to grab your titty on the first date before they even kiss you. So yes, you should expect honesty. We understand that the real me is not going to get you on the first date. You need women date their idea of what a guy is. You like, if I told you, I'm an actor, I was on Doctor Who, and I'm on this show, and I do this, blah blah blah, and here's my car, we went on the date. You have a certain level of expectation about how you think I might live, based off of some preconceived notion you've seen actors on TV. You know how celebrities live. Obviously not a celebrity, but you understand how the expectations, how that universe exists. So, and then once you start to peel back the layers, you start to realize, oh, this is not a fucking millionaire's house, So that's what happens. So yes, you should expect the truth. We give you little bits of the truth. We give you features of the truth. And if we didn't feel that we had to lie to you to get you to I don't know.
Yeah.
Sex with
Wait a second. But do you actually think it's a lie? I mean, I feel like nobody knows anyone when they first meet them. It's like you have to presume some things to go on the date. It's just like, it's just natural, right? Like I have some, depending on what my perception is of my, like whatever, I come with a lens. Like I know that the way I look at you, Jenny, is like based on my past experience, right? The way I look at Vaughn is based on my past experience. So I don't think it's a matter of lying. I may have some assumptions by you, and then they may change as I get to know you. Oh, I didn't know Jenny liked salmon. I just assumed that she didn't like fish. You know what I mean? Like,
why would you assume that she doesn't like fish just because of your past experiences with what girls with dark hair with English accents tend to not like fish, or what?
Right. Well, she just talks about dick. She just talks about dick a lot, so I didn't think that she was really into women.
It's like I think.
Oh, you mean fish like
no,
that?
I was just kidding. I was just kidding. That was just hypothetical.
Like always talking about dick over salmon.
Just kidding. Yeah. I was just kidding. But what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah. But I think this is where there's merit in getting to, you just have to get to know someone, because people can say anything up front. Like, they can just like mirror your desires. So you kind of buy into them more. But it's their actions that are going to speak louder than their words. So yeah, if you're looking for something serious or whatever, you just got to let it unfold within, a reasonable amount of time. But sometimes people also, they think they want something and then they realize they don't. And it's not that they're necessarily kind of fueled by being like, they don't like by deceit or anything. But sometimes they just kind of realize they've chewed off too much than they can more than they can handle. But yeah, it's just like, I think it's the thing. People just need to get clear on what they want, because it's like, don't bring your confusion to my table, because
I think that I'm sorry to cut you off, but I feel like guys definitely lie just to get laid. They have no intention for a relationship, and you want a relationship, they'll definitely say, oh yeah, I totally want a relationship because I think you're hot and I want to get laid. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
So
I think definitely those guys who do that. Yeah,
totally. But at the same time, for me, I really don't know what I want with the dating, and I'm letting each date kind of help me figure it out, So I do know that, if I'm with somebody who has no career goals, I may want to go out with them and meet him and maybe have sex with him, but he's like probably not the guy. Yeah, he's not gonna.
I like that unambitious dick.
Some of that unambitious. Yeah.
That guy's usually better in bed anyway, apparently, from what I've been told. So
he works harder for it. He works harder for it.
Okay, because it's like, this is where I can prove my dominance. Like, I'm not making it out there.
Maybe not dominance, but maybe worth. Maybe more.
Worth, yeah. Worth is a way better word.
Value to the relationship.
This is my value.
Right. Exactly, and some guys are like that.
It's like, it's my D, not my dollars, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that does work. It's like, I may not have the money or the nicest car, but damn, I'm going to knock you out in bed. I'm like, all right, I'm down, but I know that it's not going to be a long-term relationship, right? Because I need somebody who's hardworking and ambitious, just because, I want to be able to talk about that with somebody. But then I might meet someone, like, I think, oh, well, he's a millionaire. Okay. He's hardworking. We have political views are similar, education similar. Okay. This is potential maybe for a relationship. I have no intention of being in a relationship, but I told him going in, I was looking for a relationship, I really wasn't. I just said that there was some potential. So like, I don't know what I want. So I am like the worst dater because I am confused. So I don't know that people are really, people don't know what they want. I mean,
I think that's true. People, or even if people think they know what they want, but once they get it, they're like, oh shit, no, this isn't great either. But also, I find it a bit weird sometimes when it's usually been like in the preliminary stages and actually kind of like fizzled out, like with guys online, and I'm like, oh, are you looking for a relationship? And like, yeah, looking for a relationship with the right person, and you're like, obviously.
Right.
It's like, you're not going to force a relationship on somebody just for the sake of it. It's like the weirdest caveat in the world, but I feel like somehow it makes them feel more comfortable because, they're like, so they're not like committing to like, I want to have a relationship with you, but they're just like, I'm just like,
We say that.
You're
We
stupid.
say that. We say that, and then I'm gonna give you guys the last word because we got about 1 minute left. We say that a lot of times because women have said that to us. You know, I'm looking to settle down, but women are always looking for Mr. Right.
Right.
Okay, I'm not saying that you're telling me this, but we're seeing that on TV. I'm seeing that in movies. Mr. Right.
Yeah.
Fall asleep and the prince kisses and
Right.
she's out of the spell. That's Mr. Right, right? Kissing frogs to find the prince, Mr. Right. So that's how we perceive your desires for a partner. You're picky. Guys aren't picky. You're looking for somebody to mate with, probably, at least back in the recesses of your brain. Is he going to be a provider, etc.? Guys are like, yeah, I'd hit that. And that's where we are. But we're like, oh, wait, I have to be more like what she wants, like you said earlier, Jenny, about mirroring. So that's what we do, and that's why we end up where we are. We got about 30 seconds. Go.
Too much pressure. Too much pressure.
Wow. Hey, thanks, girls. Thanks, girls and guys, for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
This is your show. This ain't our show. This is
what?
It's everyone's show. Can we just all have
like
a 33%? I don't know.
I really appreciate the dating advice. I think it's great. I don't really have people to talk about this with because I don't know, maybe I'm an asshole. I don't have any friends. You guys are my friends.
You're an asshole. Get this asshole off the show.
I want to make sure that I end with my boobs. See, I have really nice boobs in case you guys want to touch them.
Maybe, is this what you're doing on your dates?
Thank you. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Why did this guy grab my boob?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I just think it's so funny. What the... it's that tempting. It wasn't like cookies. Like cookies. I have cookies. Cookies.
We're vetting the next guy. We are vetting the next guy. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, follow my Facebook and see what's up. We'll do a proper stalk. We're out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to go over to the new Instagram page. It's called Love Pod 2020.
Love Potty. I don't love Yuki.
Love Pod 2020. Follow these ladies. We got Susie's